Welcome back to the Tony and Tim show. This is Tony.
And I'm Tim.
Thank you for joining us once again. It's been a long break, Timothy. So much has happened. Of course, so many more teams continuing their march towards the European qualification. We saw lots of teams there. And of course, we were hit by the big news of Everton being docked by 10 points. Of course, after having failed in their financial sustainability goals there. Comments on that?
I think Everton has been used as a guinea pig. I think there are other bigger teams that have failed in the financial fair play. I don't want to mention the names, but I think Everton has been used as the sample there.
It's a Premier League sustainability program. And, perhaps we'll talk about it later on the show on why they've been punished like this. But it was very, very big. 10 points is a huge, really big punishment. And that means now Everton find themselves in the relegation zone. But of course, we kick things off starting the weekend the best way we could, Timothy. Manchester City taking on Liverpool at home at the Etihad. These are two teams, team. One in first and the other in second place. 1 point separates them. In the last 6 years, these people have shared almost the trophy between themselves and even Chelsea.
They've been actually the arch rivals for the Premier League. And you say that there's no way to come back to the Premier League, Tony. I think we have to remember the last game of the Premier League, that 4-4 draw between City and scintillating it was. And now we are being served another fixture that has the ingredients almost the same.
Big one. Of course, Manchester City coming into this one on the back of that 4-4 draw against Chelsea. It was a very interesting game, of course, goals being shared. We had some late drama, very late drama in that particular game, a penalty from Cole Palmer. It was a very nice game for everyone, for neutrals especially. So it will be very interesting to see how Pep then comes back into this particular one, trying to address those defensive issues. He doesn't have so many injury issues to contend with, at least as much as we know. We've had Erling Haaland had some knock. For Norway there, and so he missed one of the games. But he's in contention to start in this particular fixture. He's not a player that we want out of this game by all means.
No. Tony, if you're neutral, you want both teams to come with their firepower. Then it gives us an indication of who really is the contender this season. So for me, I want Haaland to be there. And from Pep's press conference, he has said that he's been training, so surely Haaland will start that game.
And of course, there will be big news for Liverpool fans as well. There have been a couple of returnees also from injury. Ryan Gravenberch, Curtis Jones also returning. Ibrahima Konate. But we'll wait to see if maybe Pep can take out Joel Matip and play Konate in this particular one. He hasn't played badly, Joel Matip. So it will be interesting to see how the coach takes on this one. But when you look at both sides, these are the two top sides at the moment. They've been scoring goals for fun. Where does the edge come in this particular fixture?
Tony, I was looking.
When you look at the midfield, Pep has gone very interesting with sometimes seeing the Leipzig player in the midfield there in the midfield. Guardiola has been coming in midfield. It's interesting. He doesn't seem to have a proper sitter next to Rodri. How can he play in this particular fixture to try and contend with the Liverpool midfield, mind you, that has maybe McAllister as the sitter in that particular thing? We saw in the last game against Brentford. Cody Gakpo had to play in midfield, perhaps because of the injury issues. How does then how does Klopp try and come against this Manchester City side in midfield?
I think, Tony, yes, like you've said, the midfield is going to be the area for the key battle. But we've mentioned when Rodri is out of this Man City team, it seems they fail to tick. He will be available, Rodri. But for me, I think it is Liverpool that's going to try to match Man City, because we know in any game Man City plays, they're always the favorites. Now, being at home, that's been double advantage for them. So I think they're going to impose the game. And like you've said, Guardiola tries to come to the midfield. Last season, it was Kyle Walker or Jones who tried to come there. But now we see Guardiola coming in there. But with Salah, you don't want to risk that space.
You don't want to leave a lot of space.
I'm looking at that and I'm like, maybe he will try to ask Walker to come into the midfield. But again, The Liverpool number 11s are terrific. We don't know whether it will be Jota playing there
or Diaz.
So
both in form.
I think both sides are going to go with a back four and then see into the game. But back into the midfield, I think Rodri will try to dictate because McAllister has not been tested. And for me, I think with the bombardment of Man City, maybe this is the day we shall see McAllister struggling.
It will certainly be very interesting. Liverpool coming into this particular game with a lot of their players having had goals in the international break. Salah getting a pair of goals there. We saw goals for Darwin Núñez as well, who scored a goal. Very interestingly, we saw goals for Diaz. Almost all their forwards have been having goals, including Szoboszlai, who took Hungary through qualifying for the next year's showpiece. I'm seeing goals all over the place in this particular game. Don't rule out Haaland when he comes against the big sides. He got 2 against Chelsea last time out. Salah has been in the form of his life. I'm going for 2-2 in this one.
Tony, I'm looking at it and I think there are going to be goals too. Haaland has not scored against Liverpool. He will be very hungry. He will want to score against Liverpool. Salah wants to prove that he's still the king of the Premier League. So he will also want to score. I was thinking of a 4-4, but no. I won't go for 4-4. And I thought maybe a draw in this game would be the final outcome. But I've looked at Jeremy Doku, Tony. It looks to be very, very dangerous. And if Trent Arnold gets a card in the early minutes, then Liverpool have a problem. So I've gone for 3-2 Man City.
Big one there. Of course, you cannot afford to miss it. Starting at 3:30 p.m. East African time, Manchester City taking on Liverpool. Both in scintillating forms, both scoring goals for fun. This is another game perhaps that might not serve us as much as the Chelsea-Man City game, but it definitely threatens to show us a lot. Don't forget, share with us your predictions as well for this particular game. We'll be back with the rest of the fixtures. Stay tuned.